There's just so many possibilities, and Rebellion picks up the Barats. So, I don't know who's jungling. Alright, it's gonna be the Barats in the jungle, Dyron on that X-Borg. But welcome to the new patch, ladies and gentlemen. Already in the first match of the day, we're seeing crazy picks from both Onic and Rebellion as they're just a full front-to-back comp.
Yes, it's gonna be Masha as the mid laner.
Masha mid lane.
Wow.
Guinevere XP.
Double roamer for Onic Esports.
It's double roamer, but
It's
with
a
a
double
Masha.
roamer, yeah.
Masha Angela in the mid lane.
We've seen Onic being very adept at using that double roam strategy. And right now, with Rebellion essentially being not as mobile, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be very difficult for them to move and catch the members of Onic as a team.
Yes.
Maybe one person can go and catch, maybe the Franco can make a big play, but as a team, they're going to get left behind, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a mobility against what we say if they don't move. Mobility against it's speed against strength.
Speed against strength.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah, it's speed against strength here.
Let's see whether or not they're gonna be able to pull this off. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna dive straight in to the portal here. Hold up, Rebellion going up against Onic Esports. It's the battle in the jungle for the Bulls and the Porcupines.
And off the bat, you see Val already being very active in the mid lane. We talked about the possibility of this double roam strategy, and of course, Onic for the most part will get pressured because Rebellion doesn't want to let that happen. But Keyboy right now is doing a lot of damage.
Oh man, you merely adopted the jungle. I was born in it. Keyboy just zones Fearless out of his own jungle. And this is what we saw from actually MPL Malaysia just literally a few minutes before. They picked up a Masha in the roam position.
Oh no.
And Fearless, he's not going to be able to pick up his buffs very easily. Masha can actually steal the orange buff right here, Wawa.
Alright, so a very good move by Onic Esports just to make some pressure into the jungle of Rebellion Zion. And look at Keyboy, he's just there destroying anybody who's just gonna get near them. But Fearless now already got the purple buff, and I think that there's gonna be something that Onic Esports should be aware of is that Rebellion Zion, they will try to take this gold buff.
I mean, for sure, they want to make sure they do a lot of damage in the early game as their game plan goes. But Keyboy right now is just so annoying. He only has two health bars still left. So this is what makes Masha so annoying. And he's not done yet. He wants to make sure that Fearless does not get his buff.
Well, Fearless is clearly afraid at this point of the game. Keyboy, he's just doing what he wants to against Val. He goes in for the damage, and Fearless will be able to pick up the orange buff with the Retribution. Keyboy now caught in a bad situation, but that's all he wants to do. Sans looking for the pickoff as CW moves forward. Oh, he moves actually ahead of that turret there. Sans will just be able to go in onto the enemy jungle and try to disturb the enemy team. Val, he goes in for a hook to help Fearless, but this is so many resources popped and used just to help Fearless farm in the early stage. An 800 gold lead already built here as Sans goes in for sway low. Still going to be able to dash away though.
Yes, I really like the zone out by Onic Esports here. They're just making some pressure, making some movement, making some presence as well towards Fearless. So he can't get near anybody. Meanwhile, Sans is just doing some damage with boots as well.
Yep, and Keyboy already in the back line, 1v2 essentially, but Sans will take that turtle.
Yeah, Boots goes in for the damage. Sans as well now with a follow-up. It's going to be the first blood picked up by the side of Rebellion Zion, as that's going to be the Barats picked up as well. A 1-for-1, but it is the jungler for the roamer. A very good trade from Onic as they also picked up that turtle.
Wow, just great play from Onic overall. And the early game pressure, right? Every time Keyboy just gets a very strong hero, he does well.
CW gonna get hooked right there as Beryl goes in with Wesker to finish him off. But it is Onic Esports controlling a huge part of this map so far, Omawa.
Yes, they're just everywhere with this Keyboy, with the Masha as the roamer. Look at the damage that's been done by Keyboy as well. I mean, like, the movement speed will be there, even though like he's gonna be as the roamer for the early game, but going to the mid game, into the late game, the mobility is just there for Onic Esports.
Yep, and he'll have some damage to work with as well. I think what's interesting is that the dynamic between the Franco and the Masha, right? Masha doesn't really have to be too concerned because of the multiple health bars. So effectively, Franco's pick-off potential just isn't as threatening for Onic Esports, and they're able to use that advantage and actually pressure them away from their own objectives and even go under the turret here.
Oh, wow.
Well, is going to be looking for the Iron Hook. Actually flickers forward and Miro is going to be there right there. Oh my god, Keyboy is actually able to tank all that damage up with the health bar. Sans comes in for the follow-up and Biro is going to be able to back off. Samo, though, he's chasing him down in the bottom side. Dyron is caught in a bad situation. Boots jumps in for the damage, but it is not going to be enough. I might be wrong here, as he might just look for the dive. He's going to jump in. Dyron flickers out and Boots keeps on going. That's a solo kill for Boots in the bottom side. A 1.8k gold lead as they pick up the full turret gold up top and also the turret.
Ooh, some recalls by Samo being a bit spicier, showing that he is just so confident in the situation, even though there's a possibility of the Franco picking him off. And honestly, being able to win 1v1 is just massive for Boots right now. Xborg is known to be a lane bully, but right now, Keyboy.
Uh-oh, Death is Welcome going to be popped by Fearless. He is going to be able to munch on him right there as he spits him out. Keyboy will get hooked, but the sprint comes in. I am speed, baby. Boots goes in for the CC as that's going to be Samo giving him some sustain. Both teams disengage, but Onic, they have won this fight. It is going to be a free, uncontested, neutral objective. Rebellion have no answers.
Wow, that was... How is Keyboy surviving that? I mean, I know he has multiple health bars, but Val now getting chunked down by Sans. And honestly, with Keyboy so tanky, on the other side though, Fearless is able to actually withstand a lot of damage as well. Once that mid-game comes in, I think the pick-off potential from Onic Esports, the early game presence, will be translated into that macro strategy. So we'll have to see how Rebellion will adapt and maybe get some more momentum once that period of time rolls along.
Okay, but you guys could just buy Garuda Splash here if you are happening. Just stay at Indonesia. Just go there, just scan the QR code, and there is something happening as well.
No way. Keyboy actually pops that black shoes now. Swalo trying to run away. That's going to be Keyboy picked up. Sans going in for the damage. Dyron's Immortality will be popped. Val goes in for the ultimate. It's going to be Swalo taken low, maybe taken down here as Koopa is joined in the fray. B-roll trying to pop Wesker in. Sans caught in a bad situation, but he still gets out. He jukes everything, and he gets out. Rebellion. Oh my god. It just kills after kills as B-roll will get taken down by the spears of Popol. And man, a 3k gold lead. It's almost like it's free food for them. Almost free. Technically 50% off with the MPL ID X Grab promo code. But Arashi, this is complete dominance from Onic.
This is crazy, man. They just seem to know exactly what to do in the fights. They kite back, they move forward at the right time. Mega kill for Boots yet again. They're not done. Keyboy right now still being aggressive even though he gets taken very low.
Yes, I think like Onic Esports, they are just everywhere right now. They are already winning all of these 3 lanes. So when they just moving as a unit, they are looking quite strong. Especially with the leading of the level by Onic Esports.
They have been very dominant in the lanes for sure, and with that level advantage, they are pushing their tempo. There's a 4k gold advantage as well. So Onic Esports don't really need to be, afraid of anything for now. They are the fearless ones instead of fearless. He is 0-2, and he has been pressured so hard right now. The next turtle has spawned, and I think Onic will be able to pick this up. If Rebellion wants to contest this, they must make sure they get a big play going on.
Oh my god, Swalo's just gonna get soloed by Keyboy. Takes half of his HP away in Fearless. Even though he's a tank in the jungle, I feel like Sans is a little bit more chunky. Val goes in for the Iron Hook, doesn't actually connect onto that. Rebellion still are trying to contest this, but the conceal will be popped from the side of Onic. Sans picks up the turtle, and Keyboy just goes for the flank. Swalo caught in a bad situation, but it's going to be B-roll going in with the Renner, helping him out. Both teams just backing up, but Onic, once again, they have been able to secure the last neutral objective in that turtle. Val gets zoned away by Keyboard. That's going to be Popo and Koopa jumping in. Sans as well for the cleanup. He doesn't even need him. It's just CW wreaking havoc. That's going to be turret taken down. Swalo pops the black shoes to get away. But who are you getting away from? It's Sans coming in to finish him off. CW with a flicker to take him down. Dyron now looking for the play. That's going to be B-roll picking up the kill with Wesker. Gets a shutdown. Death is welcome now. Going in onto Sans. He's going to get taken down, and that's going to be a double kill picked up by Rebellion by Onic Esports. They've been able to control the game. All the side lanes have actually been taken down in terms of turrets, and all they need to take down next is that mid lane.
A bit of a misplay. The gold lead is still at 3.5k, but that is a great moment for Real and Zion. They got 2 kills onto Biro, and of course in that late game, this Beatrix will be one of the main damage dealers. What do you think went wrong for them in that fight, Omar?
Alright, so I think that already they are just too overcommitted because they would like to just end the game right now, but a very nice trade as well happening for Onic Esports.
Yeah, that's a spatial migration. Val gets outplayed. That's going to be CW outplaying the two members of Rebellion. B-roll forced to back up. Fearless goes in for the Death's welcome. But what are you welcoming? It's a double kill for CW. B-roll guns Samo down with Renner.
A bit of an overextension by Samo. He gets sniped out. Biddle showing again that he is a force to be reckoned with. 4-1 right now. Actually not too far behind. Already starting to catch up. And of course, once this game devolves into those team fights, Rebellion will have a slight advantage for sure. Will Onic start moving away from this aggressive playstyle and start dividing Rebellion Zion from each other?
I think Onic Esports, they will just try to keep up this fight because they are winning in terms of the level. And speaking of the level as well, look at the item here by Boots. Full damage by Genius One, Holy Crystal, and so there is some concentration energy. So the fire requirement, we know that it's already being the buff for Queen. So if you have 3 stacks on your head, it's gonna be an instant knock-up by Gwyn Fire Requiem.
It is, but Boots now and Sans, they might just be caught here. Boots has nowhere to go. He's just going to get taken down, and that's going to be a shutdown picked up by Rebellion. But Onic instantly, with the response, they start up this Lord. But I don't think they're going to be able to take it down. But they might be able to, actually. It's going to be the race against time here. Rebellion walking it down, as Sans will be the one reaching to the Lord first, and that's going to be it.
Yes.
Lord taken away by Onic.
Yes, the fun fact is that if you're using Masha, you could just solo the Lord. It's gonna be a huge, a very fast hero that could just take down one Lord.
And with the help of Popa and Koopa on CW, they can just take that Lord really, really fast. And now with the empowered waves and the Lord on their side, will Onic group up with the Lord and try and go for a fight the way Omar was talking about? Or are they gonna go for the macro play? As we mentioned, each member on their team can actually go solo in the lanes quite effectively.
Val needs to be able to grab the opponents like you guys can grab food on Grab Food or Grab Mart right now with the MPL IDX grab combo. Swalo goes in, actually pops the black shoes. Keyboy forced to back away, but that is an important resource already popped right before a fight even starts. Val will be spotted out by the trap laid on that bush by CW. And what are your thoughts? Because me personally, Omal, I feel like the longer the game goes, the more it's going to favor Rebellion.
I think so as well, but Onic Esports, they have another strat, right? They could just do the split push, and they haven't done it yet.
True. That is one of the win conditions that they can use here with the Masha, but Val is going to be able to zone Keyboy away. That's going to be another turret taken down, a tier 2 up top.
Yeah, alright. Because you mentioned right now, Rebellion Zion, they're already being stabilized. They could just make a 5 against 5, and it's not gonna be good for Onic Esports.
Right.
Onic Esports, definitely, they should just try to do some split push, try to get some information as well. Where is their opponent? If their opponent is just mirroring them up, it's very good.
Right, CW can just provide some more intel with the traps as well. But I think for Rebellion, once the next objective is actually up, it will be on Onic to try and make a play on the opposite side of the map and pull them away from it before the Lord's fight starts, because they can use it to try and force Onic into a fight.
Oh man, Swalo just gets bursted down by the spatial migration there from the side of Onic. And fun fact for all you guys back at home, oh wait a minute, Fearless actually gets stunned up. Val goes over the damage, but he's gonna be Boost jumping in with a Violet Requiem there. But he's actually gonna be the one taken down. Rebellion gets a 1-for-1 trade, the mid laner for the XP. And they are actually going to be able to withstand all that damage.
Yeah. I think all this damage is available, but they're using it onto Fearless in that fight, right? So it's just a bit difficult for them to try and burst through the Barats, especially because their main DPS is a Popo and Koopa, not exactly the strongest hero in the late game. So they need to try and make sure that the damage goes into the right people, right? Because if they can pick off Birol, if they can pick off Swalo, that will be how they will win fights. Otherwise, they might be better off just going for the split pushes and pickoffs.
Alright, yes, pick up strategy as well is one of the options for Onic Esports.
Ooh, that's what they're going to try to do here against Dyron, but Val is going to be looking for a pickoff of his own. He goes in, but he's going to get bursted down there. Val gets taken out, and that's going to be Sans here looking for the disengage. Re-engage actually onto Rebellion members. Dyron dashing away, flickering out of that as he's still going in. Fearless now caught in the bad situation as Sans just deals some damage. That's going to be the damage coming from Boots as well. The Violet Requiem, and that's Immortality Pop. And the Beerus Passion from the side of B-roll to disengage. Keyboy jumping in, but the damage coming in for Rebellion is actually going to be able to melt his health bars down, only down to the last health bar right now, but it was all just a distraction for Onic to take the Lord. Wow. A beautiful macro play from the side of Onic.
I really thought that they would have to actually do a play on the opposite side of the map first before they can make a play for the Lord. But they're just content pushing away Rebellion by, aggressing onto them and then essentially sneaking the Lord with 2 people. So very smart play for Onic Esports. And now with the empowered Lord, they can try and make more plays happen, exactly how Omawa was talking about.
Yes, and also like about this draft in Rebellion Zion, they don't have the power to just take down the Lord. They will, it will take a very, very long time for them to take down the Lord. And what a damage there by Keyboy.
Oh, he might have made a mistake though. Nope, never mind. He gets out and CW will what the heck? Say bye-bye to your turret, man. It's a Pummel and a Masha. Sans goes in for the damage. It's going to be the Iron Hook connecting onto him and his suppression as well. The damage will not be enough there from the side of Rebellion as they are able to out-sustain the damage. Suelo will be forced to pop the black shoes defensively, and Keyboy jumps in for the damage against B-Roll. My goodness, there's just a lot of damage here in the 14th minute from the side of Onic Esports, but Dyron will be able to clear that Lord away. Mid lane turret going to get taken down by the Popo and Koopa, but actually not. Rebellion will be able to keep their turrets in the 14th minute.
Fortunately for Rebellion, they're also able to clear out the Lord before it connects with the tower. So great job by Dyron right there. That Lord essentially was nullified by Rebellion Zion. But as we saw earlier, Onic Esports have so many more tools on the table. They haven't actually implemented the traditional split push. We haven't seen that happen just yet. If they want to do that, that is still something they can do. So not essentially a dead end for Onic Esports.
Yeah. They have 2 winning conditions as well. They could just split push or they could just make some pick-off play. Like we already saw they are using. Or maybe they could just try to wait for the 18 minutes or the evolve Lord.
Right, they can do that as well. And honestly, with how they were playing earlier, with how Keyboy can just do so much damage, they have options, man. It's almost like Keyboy is playing an assassin. That might be how Masha is going to be played from now on. But right now, again, just moving all around the map. And essentially, if they're not together, it's just fine. Rebellion Zion will be the team that needs to find these fights and look for pickoffs.
This is a very chaotic game here, and out of the 81 games that all the teams have played in MPID Season 9, this is the first time that Guinevere and Masha has been picked.
Yeah.
Right. And it's all in the same game, so again, I was saying it's just crazy for Onic Esports to adjust and have a strat ready so early, right? I don't think any other teams, at least Rebellion, doesn't seem to be using all these new picks, essentially. But Onic Esports, under the guidance of Coach Mars, we already mentioned how flexibility is one of their main strengths, and they are certainly showing it out right now.
Yeah, I think by just picking also like Karina here is, they will have some hero that could just destroy the physical armor with the true damage from Karina. So it's gonna be like a very late game insurance, and I think Onic Esports, they also ready to fight for the late game. And right now they're gonna do the split push strats. It's already happening because we are seeing like Keyboy just keep splitting push.
Oh no, Suelo actually popping that black shoes. Keyboy didn't damage, but it's going to be B-Roll coming in for the damage as well. Onto Keyboy though. Suelo, where are you running to? You're not going to be able to run. That's going to be suppression and the B-Roll's passion as well. But it is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. The Roamer traded in for the mid laner. Sans now caught in the bad situation, goes in for the winner's truncheon, and that's going to be the spatial migration with the violent requiem to CC them down. Samo goes in for the backside, immobilizes B-Roll as CW looks for the damage onto that back line. Tyron gets munched down. Immortality pop, and that might just be it. Rebellion, they've lost 3 for the price of 1. Onic now looking for the end in this game.
Wow, even without the Lord, they're already pushing. The waves are already set up for them as well. So the macro play by Onic is impeccable right now. Rebellion is just so pressured, and we saw that Biddle already backs up before any real threat was coming in, just because it will be so fast and easy for Onic Esports to get a pickup on him. He really can't even afford to get close. And with that fight won, Onic Esports will get a free Lord, and this is the next level Lord.
Yeah, still at the 17 minutes Lord, so I don't think that it's gonna be the evolve Lord. But yeah, look at the HP bar from Keyboy there with the Masha. I mean, like, it's so sustained, and so many times just wasted by Rebellion Zion just to focus on one hero.
Yep. And when all the spells are used onto him, that just allows Onic Esports to flank around and get into position to try and punish the backline. So Rebellion Zion, they need to make sure that when they fight, it's a proper front-to-back formation, because that is where they do the best.
Uh-oh, Boots gets caught there by the Iron Hook. It's going to be the damage coming from Bennett as well, but Val will be the one popped here. Immortality. Say bye-bye to Val. He gets taken down. Keyboy versus everybody in the front side. He only loses a second health bar. And Onic, they might just be looking for the end here. Rebellion, it feels like they have nothing nothing left in this fight. Keyboy goes in once again with the second health bar, tries to deal some damage and clears out the waves. Dyron looking for the wave clear. Sans jumps in, and that's the Imperial flickering out of the damage. But Sans now looking for the base. Death block. I'm going to be popped. It's going to be damage coming in from the side of Onic Esports to end the game. CW, he's ruthless. He picks up the double kill, and that base, a 1-0 lead for the defending champions.
Wow, Rebellion just wasn't able to actually extend the game any longer. The pressure from Keyboy was just too much. The DPS from CW, despite not being on a very late game hero, is very much sufficient on the Popo and Koopa. He takes down the members, he takes down the base. What a dominant first game by Onic Esports.
Yeah. I mean, like, their draft is really unique, and I don't think there is some response there by Rebellion Zion. They're just playing their old stuff, I guess.
Right. I want to ask you about that X-Borg pick, Omawa. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it's kind of like a question mark for me as well for the Xbox, but I think that they want some sustained hero.
Right.
Just tanking all of the damage, seeing like there is Popol Koopa, there is also this Guinevere. I mean, like, if you are fighting against Guinevere, and you're seeing like Firaga armor is still on the Xbox, you just don't want to use your special migration.
Right.
So it's just gonna be negated. But going to the team fight, there we are not seeing any impact from Xbox. But at the laning phase, yeah, he could just sustain the lane.
Right. I mean, they also picked up the Barats to make sure that, you know, they have a proper front line. But Onic, man, they're just so good at finding opportunities. They never approach the fight from the front. They just go on the side, try and find opportunities. And I think this Masha is just such a big problem, man.
I think Masha is
man.
just being sent off